Hello everyone, my name is Serafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we're going to be playing Altergeist Speedroids. Altergeist Speedroids, a very fun deck. Everyone's playing it on ladder. I know, you've probably seen like 6 videos on YouTube about how to play Altergeist Speedroids already. It's okay. I am still the #1 Speedroid player on YouTube. No, not at all. But you come to me for Speedroid content. Now, I know that you guys probably don't trust me to be the best Altergeist player. I understand that. But Altergeists with Speedroids, I have unlocked the potential. You will see how good this deck is. Again, I know that, it's tier 1 right now. You've probably played against it 4 times, but we still have to tell you how to play the deck. So, the skill is Power of Dark. Power of Dark, begin the duel with a field spell Yami activated. Now obviously this is going to give our Altergeist monsters 200 extra attack and defense points. That's pretty good by itself. Not really skill worthy though. The reason why we're playing this skill is so that we can make use of the card Fleur de Vertiges, which is a free card from leveling up Sherry LeBlanc. When a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field and a face-up field spell is on the field, target one of your opponent's monsters and banish it. So you get to just banish any monster your opponent summons. Is not once per turn. You can play 3 of these in the same turn. You just get the free field spell activation, and you get to pop off. It's a great trap. I do think that like field spell skills will see more play now that we have this like really good trap in the game that people could use. It's not limit 3, so it allows you to kind of be really flexible when you build a control style deck. As long as you can make use of a field spell, I feel like Fleur de Vertiges is a really great card, and I'm being serious about that part. Okay. Now, for the rest of the main deck, we have Altergeist Concrete. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, if you control an Altergeist monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate the attack. If this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls and negate the effects of that card while it and this monster are face-up on the field. Now, I know that you guys have seen Altergeist Concrete before, but here's the thing. Altergeist Concrete's effect is not once per turn. It can happen as many times as you have Altergeist Concrete in the hand. It's just that typically, because we only have 1 copy of it, you don't see it trigger more than once per turn very often. However, there is a monster that Altergeist typically does not play called Altergeist Dragvirion. You might not even know this card is in the game. And Altergeist Dragvirion has an effect that says, when an opponent's special summon monster declares an attack, you can return one Altergeist monster you control to the hand, negate that attack. So if your opponent attacks you, you can special summon Concrete, negate that attack. Then they attack you again. You use your Dragvirion's effect to return Concrete to your hand to negate the attack. Then if your opponent attacks a 3rd time, you can then activate Concrete's effect again, and then you get to negate a 3rd attack. 3 attacks when you only have 4 zones, really, really strong, and you still get the negate. So that is an application of Concrete that this deck can use that a lot of other Altergeist decks can't, because again, Speedroid Altergeist, tier 1. We have Altergeist Multifaker. This card's okay. It allows you to special summon Concrete from the deck, which is fine, but really the main reason that we're playing Altergeist Multifaker is because it's level 3. So it makes easy summoning for the Altergeist Dragvirion. If you activate a trap card, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if this card is special summoned, you can special summon an Altergeist monster from your deck in defense position. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect except Altergeist monsters. So you can use this to bring out your Cyclodus for a free bounce, or you can use it to bring out your Concrete for a free negate. But only if you special summon it. If you normal summon it, then you just have to use it as synchro material. Alright, now the cards everyone wants to see. Speedroid Terror Top. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is normal special summon, you can add 1 Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand, except Speedroid Terror Top. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay, so Terror Top, you can use this to draw your Den Daikoduke. You can use it to draw your Takatamburg. You can use it to draw your Car Turbo. All these are good options. These will all allow you to easily go into a Synchro 6 like Dragvirion. Takatamburg, if you control Wind monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can contribute this card to special summon a Speedroid tuner from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Wind. You can only special summon Takatamburg once per turn. Okay, so Takatamburg is kind of an awkward card, because if you use this effect to get a free tuner from your deck, then you cannot actually make Dragvirion, because Dragvirion is not Wind. This is part of the reason why Speedroid Altergeist did not take off until just now, but I do think that it's still fine. So what you want to do with this card, instead of tributing it to summon a tuner from deck, is you want to special summon it after you've already normal summoned a tuner. So if you summon your Den Daikoduke, you just special summon the Takatamburg and use it as a non-tuner. Same thing, if you have Car Turbo, you just special summon your Takatamburg and use it as a non-tuner. And then you can go into your level 6. That's probably the best way to use this card. Speaking of Car Turbo, If you control a wind monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of the turn except wind monsters. Okay, so this card doesn't wind lock you, it just makes it so you can't use non-wind effects. That makes this card not very good if you go second, because you probably want to use Dragvirion's effect if you go second. But if you go first, you're probably not going to use Dragvirion's effect during the first turn, so it's completely fine. You can just normal summon your Takatama, special summon your card Turbo, and then just synchro into the Dragvirion immediately. Or you can special summon Terratop, special summon the card Turbo, and then use both of those to go into your Dragvirion. So that's fine. You can also banish this card from your graveyard to make all your wind monsters gain enter attack until the end of the turn. We don't really play that many wind monsters, so it's okay. Altergeist Silquidus. As a quick effect, you could return one other Altergeist card you control to the hand, target one card your opponent controls, and return it to the hand. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target an Altergeist trap in your graveyard and add it to your hand. We're not playing any Altergeist traps, so that's not really useful. But you get to bounce an Altergeist card without targeting, without your opponent getting to react in any way, and then you get to target one of your opponent's monsters and bounce it. That's really good. You can use that to get back your Multi-Faker if you want to trigger its effect again. You can use it to get back your Kunkri if you want to use it as a battle trap. Nice little effect that we can use maybe once. And otherwise it's a wind monster, which is not really all that relevant, so I mean, you could buff it if you use card Turbo. It does get 200 attack points from Yami, so it's got like 1800 attack points if you buff it, which is not the worst thing in the world. Dendaiko Duke. You can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon a Speedroid tuner from your hand or graveyard once per turn. Sweet. It's level 3. It's all we need. Alright, now this is a controversial card to see in the Altergeist Speedroid deck, but we are playing one copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, this did not top recently. I think the last top of Altergeist Speedroids with Blue Eyes was about 2 days ago, but still, it's probably the best way to play the deck because it allows you to play Successor Soul. Successor Soul, tribute an effect monster, target an effect monster your opponent controls, and send it to the graveyard, then special summon a level 7 or higher normal monster from your hand or deck. You can only attack with one monster during the turn you activate this card. So you can use this card to tribute your Dragvirion and special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or deck. Because you get special summon it from the hand, Blue Eyes isn't really a brick if you draw it, so it's fine. It's not the most optimal play, but it does really turn the board around. And we'll be talking about Dragvirion a little bit more in just a minute. Enemy controller, tribute a monster to take control of one of your opponent's monsters to the end of the turn. That can very easily get you lethal. It's a really good card. And then lastly, we're playing Ballista Squad. Tribute one monster on the field, target one card your opponent controls, and destroy it. Great. It's a solid card. Okay. Now, you might have noticed a theme, so let's go ahead and talk about Altergeist Dragvirion. I've already told you about its negate attack effect, but the second effect is what we really care about. If this card is tributed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, if you tribute this card for Successor Soul, you get your Blue Eyes, and you get your Dragvirion back immediately, and then your opponent has to send their card to the graveyard. If you use Enemy Controller, you get your Dragvirion back immediately, and then you can attack directly for lethal. If you use Ballista Squad, you get your Dragvirion back immediately, and you get to destroy one of your opponent's cards. So, Dragvirion is very, very powerful. It's a very good card. It's only a rare. It's a really easy card for you to obtain, and it's completely generic. You don't need to use any Altergeist cards to make it. It's just one tuner plus one non-tuner, and you can just use every single tribute card that we have. The fact that we have Successor Soul makes this a really solid option. You just need to try and build this board really quickly. Probably want to open maybe like Terratop, Successor Soul, Fleur, and then Ballista Squad to really, really put your opponent in a lot of trouble if you go first. Other extra, we have Cyber Slash Harpy Lady. You can make this with Kunkri and a level 3. If you activate a spell or trap, then you can bounce a card your opponent controls. Pretty good. High Speedroid Kendama. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing, and you can banish a machine monster from your graveyard to burn your opponent for 500. If this card is in your graveyard and you control no cards, you can special summon this card. So Kendama is like, it's an okay option. It's really good if you are wind locked, right? So sometimes we are going to be wind locked with Takatama, so it's good to have a wind level 6 that we can make. If Kendama gets removed from the field, you have no other cards on the field, then you can special summon it back. That's kind of a rare situation because we have the field spell skill, and our opponent's not typically going to waste a removal on getting rid of Power of the Dark. But if they do, then Kendama is a great card for you to use to repeatedly put pressure on your opponent every single turn. Lastly, we are playing Cloud Castle. This can be made with Dragvirion or Kendama and a level 3. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target a level 9 monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Level 8 or lower monsters cannot attack the turn they are normal or special summoned with 3,000 defense points. It's a solid card for you to kind of hold your opponent back. Where you're playing a control deck, it's fine for us to slow things down, make sure that our opponent's monsters can attack, but it doesn't work on Xyz or Link monsters. Then lastly, we're playing Nightmare Unicorn and Nightmare Phoenix because there aren't really that many good level 6 synchros. Okay, let's take a look at the replay. Okay, so we are going first, and we're going first against Synchrons. We activate our skill. Our opening hand is Denden Daiko Duke, Takatamborg, Ballista Squad, and Successor Soul. We normal summon Denden Daiko Duke, and then we special summon Takatamborg. Remember, Takatamborg only win locks you if you tribute it. So we're going to synchro into the Dragvirion. Then we set 2 and we pass. It's our opponent's turn. They activate Junk Converter's effect, discard the Junk Synchron to add Jet Synchron to their hand. Then they activate their skill, a bond that illuminates the future, discard the Jet Synchron to add the Wheel Synchron to the hand. Okay? They set their Synchro Chase, and now they're going to activate Synchro Chase, and they're going to normal summon Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron's effect is going to bring back the Junk Converter. Now, we know that Jet Synchron is in our opponent's graveyard, so it's very easy for them to go ahead and get another tuner monster out. So instead, we're going to activate Successor Soul, and we're going to get rid of the Junk Converter so he doesn't have a non-tuner. We special summon the Blue Eyes from our deck, and since Dragvirion was tributed, it comes back to the field, and our opponent is going to surrender. There you go, chat. So that was a dangerous deck that had a very easy linear combo. We were able to disrupt them, and we were able to get big advantage on the board. Even if we were playing Blue Eyes, we would only have ended with 1 Blue Eyes there. So having Blue Eyes and another monster that has another effect that we could use next turn, we could have used the Ballista Squad to pop back row, and then brought the Dragvirion back immediately for more damage. You know, this is the power of the Altergeist Speedroid deck. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.